OOP stands for Object-Oriented Programming. Object-oriented programming is a way of developing software applications using real-world terminologies to create entities that interact with one another using objects. Procedural programming is about writing procedures or methods that perform operations on the data, while object-oriented programming is about creating objects that contain both data and methods. Object-oriented programming makes applications flexible, easy to change or add new features, reusable, well-structured, and easy to debug and test. Object-oriented design principles. There are various object-oriented principles and techniques using which you can develop applications that are maintainable and extendable. The following are 4 main principles of object-oriented programming. 1. Abstraction. 2. Encapsulation. 3. Inheritance. 4. Polymorphism. Developing an object-oriented application starts with the business requirement document. Typically, a business analyst provides you with a business requirement document after understanding and analyzing the requirement from the customer. So, the business requirement is the starting point. 1. Abstraction. First, identify essential entities and their characteristic from the business requirement for a high-level view. O. Find nouns from the business requirement. The noun is the person, place, thing, or process. O. Identify potential classes and their members from the nouns. Data abstraction is the process of hiding certain details and showing only essential information to the user. Abstraction can be achieved with either abstract classes or interfaces. The abstract keyword is used for classes and methods. Abstract class is a restricted class that cannot be used to create objects. To access it, it must be inherited from another class. Abstract method can only be used in an abstract class, and it does not have a body. The body is provided by the derived class, inherited from. These are the advantages of abstractions. 2. Encapsulation and implementation of abstraction in code. Create classes and their members with appropriate access modifiers to show functionalities and hide details and complexity. Encapsulation hides the data and implementation details show only the required members within a class, thus hiding complexity from other code. No other code needs to know about implementation detail and also can't modify the code of the class's data and methods. Most object-oriented programming languages allow you to create classes and their properties and methods along with the access modifiers such as public, private, protected, and internal to show or hide data members and implementation details. Interfaces and abstract classes can also be used for encapsulation. 3. Inheritance in C# in object-oriented programming. Inheritance is another type of relationship between classes. Inheritance is a mechanism of reusing the functionalities of one class into another related class. We group the inheritance concept into 2 categories: the derived class, child, the class that inherits from another class; base class, parent, the class being inherited from. 4th, polymorphism. Polymorphism is a Greek word that means multiple forms or shapes. You can use polymorphism if you want to have multiple forms of one or more methods of a class with the same name. In C#, polymorphism can be achieved in 2 ways. 1. Compile-time polymorphism. 2. Runtime polymorphism. Compile-time polymorphism is also known as method overloading. C# allows us to define more than one method with the same name but with different signatures. This is called method overloading. Method overloading is also known as early binding or static binding because which method to call is decided at compile time, early than the runtime. The following example demonstrates the method overloading by defining multiple print methods with a different number of parameters of the same type. Runtime polymorphism. Inheritance allows you to inherit a base class into a derived class, and all the public members of the base class automatically become members of the derived class. However, you can redefine the base class's member in the derived class to provide a different implementation than the base class. This is called method overriding, that also known as runtime polymorphism. In C#, by default, all the members of a class are sealed and cannot be redefined in the derived class. Use the virtual keyword with a member of the base class to make it overridable, and use the override keyword in the derived class to indicate that this member of the base class is being redefined in the derived class.